Welcome to your class. Today we are going to look at Consumer Arithmetic 1. Okay, so this is the first topic. We're going to be looking at bills, profits, and loss. Okay, so this is what we're going to learn. Okay, so let's see what we're going to learn. We're going to learn on bills and invoices. Okay, they are equally the same. Okay, so we're going to learn how they are written and what each column and each row represent. Then we are going to talk about cost price and selling price. Okay, and this is going to give us profit and loss. Okay, so these are the things we are going to look at today. Okay, so make sure you stay here so that you can get a bit knowledge on these three. First, let's go on what is a bill. Okay, so this is the first question you can get. We want to understand what is a bill. Okay, so a bill, it is a document. You can say a document which involves the quantities, the descriptions, and the monies of something. Okay, so if you buy something, you can be provided with a bill or what you call an invoice, or if you have a debt, okay, like a water bill or an electricity bill, it shows you the usage of it and shows you the price of each usage. Okay, so it is a document of finances. Okay, so it shows the money you are going to spend or the money you should spend. Okay, so the components of the bill, you can say it shows you the quantity, how many things did you use, and the unit price, it shows you how much each unit of these things cost. Then the subtotal, which include how much of this thing cost combined. Okay. Then we have the total money. Okay. So it shows you the total, all of the money. Okay. And in other ways, it can show you the VAT. Okay, which is value added tax. Okay. So if it's applicable on yourself, it is shows. Okay, now let me show you an example of a bill. This is an example of a bill. Here it shows you the description. Okay, it is a bill from a hardware. Okay, so you can see that here it is showing us description. What is the product? Here you have cement, paint, hammer, and brush. Okay, here we have a quantity. Okay, it shows you how many cement did you buy, how many of it. Okay, so this is what we call a bill. Then here it is showing you unit price. How many one unit? Okay, in this case, let's say it's a bag of cement. One bag of cement, how much did it cost? Here it costed $12. Okay, so this is the unit price. Okay, so all of this is unit price. Here you can see the cost of paint is $5.50, and here you can see that the cost of a hammer was $8. Okay, so this is what a unit price look like. Then here we have a total. This is what we call a subtotal. Okay, so this is the total of all the cement you bought. Okay, so it is just found by multiplying this and this, you get this one. Okay, then here we have a this is the subtotal. Okay, so it goes down here. So it is the total. We just multiply this and this to get this. Okay, then multiply this and this to get this. Okay, so this is what we call the subtotal. Then here we have what we call the grand total. Okay, so this is the total of all of these things. You just add this. Okay, in this case we got a $70 as our grand total. Okay, so this is what a bill look like. Okay, so all these costs, here we have a description, quantity, unit price, subtotal, then you have the grand total here. Okay, so let's do a question on this bill. Let's see how we can calculate this if they are missing. Here is our example. Okay, this is the first example, example one. Okay, so the question says that fill the following supermarket bill. Okay, so this is a bill of a supermarket. Okay, so we are supposed to fill. Here we can see that the items here, it can be written as description. Okay, but here it is the items we buy. Then the quantity here, it is the number of items we bought. Then here you can see that the unit price, okay, price of each quantity. Okay, then here we see that this is the subtotal. Okay, and here it will be the total cost, the grand total, the total of all these things. Okay, so let me show you how we should calculate here. Let's say you have apples, you are given quantity and unit price. Okay, so what you do is you are given these two rows. To find this one, you just say, let's say quantity. You are given quantity and unit price. Okay, so to find the subtotal, you just have to multiply these two. Okay, let's say this is x and this is y. Okay, so to find the subtotal, you just have to say x multiplied by y. This is how we find subtotal. Okay, so in this case, you're going to say 6 multiplied by 0.8. Okay, in this case, you see that this is going to cost $4.80. Okay, $4.80. Okay, so this is going to be our cost of this. Okay, so our cost of this is going to come 4.8. Okay, so this is how we do it. Just multiply this and this. Okay, let's go to the next column, which is bread. Okay, here you can see that we have one loaf, and one loaf costed $1.20. Then here you can see that this is they just multiplied one and this and they got it all. Okay, then next here we can see that here we want to find here we are given the subtotal, and in this case we want to find the size, the x. Okay, let's say quantity is represented by x, unit price is represented by y. Okay, here we want to find the x. Okay, so here we just come to an equation. If you want to find n of these two, you just have to say in this case x is equals to the subtotal over y. Okay, so this is it. You just have to say subtotal over y. In this case, we have $5 here. Okay, this is our cost. Okay, then here we have our cost, which is $2.50. Okay, to divide this, we are just going to get here we're just going to get $2.50 into 5 is going to give us 2. Okay, so this means that milk was 2 liters. Okay, so this becomes our x, which is our quantity. Okay, so here we just come and substitute 2. Okay, so this is it. Then the next thing is rice here. Rice, we are given the quantity, how many rice did you have, and you are given the total price. Okay, so now our duty is just to find how much or how much did you 1 kg of rice cost. Okay, so in this case, you're just going to find y, and you are just going to use the same formula, subtotal over x. Okay, so in this case, we're going to say 9 over 5. This is going to give us a price of $1.8, $1.80, $1.8 unit price. Okay, so this is it. Now we just have to find total cost. Okay, so the way you find the total cost is to add all the subtotal, this one plus this one plus this one plus this one. Okay, so the easy step is just to add all this. Okay, so let's do our addition. Here we can see that 480 plus 120 is going to get 6. 6 plus 5 is going to get 11, plus 9 is going to get 20. Okay, so here we can see that it's $20. Okay, so you can try this addition on your own, but you see that it's going to give us $20 as the total. Okay, so this is it. This was the filling of our bill. Okay, so that's all on our bills. You just have to know how do we find the quantity, how do we find the unit price, and how do we find the total, and understand the relationship of all this until this total cost. Now, let's take a look at profit and loss. Okay, so this is when someone, this is a topic where when someone buys something and sells it. Okay, so someone is buying and selling. Okay, okay, so we have to understand that someone is buying things and selling. Okay, so sometimes you make a profit and sometimes you make a loss. Okay, so let's understand this. Okay, so the first thing is the buying price. Okay, so the buying price. Okay, so the buying price is the price which things are bought for. Okay, so let's say you want to buy something and resell it to someone else. Okay, so the buying price is the price which you use to buy things for. Okay, so let's say you have a shop, the things you use to order something. This is what we call buying. It's a buying price. Okay, then the other thing is let's talk about the selling price. Okay, okay, so the selling price is the price in which you sell the things with. Okay, so let's say you buy something, let's say for example you are buying shoes. Okay, and you want to resell them. Okay, so the buying price is the price you are going to buy shoes with, and the selling price is the price you're going to sell. Okay, now let's talk about profit and loss. Okay, so profit and loss is the difference between these two. Okay, so if you say selling price minus buying price, you are going to get your profit. Okay, so this only happens when this selling price is more than the buying price. Okay, when you buy something, let's say you buy something for $20, then resell it at $25. Okay, so in this case, you can say that if you subtract this from this, you have a $5 profit. Okay, so this is it. Okay, let's say this is your buying price and this is your selling price. Okay, so here you can say that you have a $5 profit. Okay, so this is it. This is what you mean. Okay, so a loss happens when this selling price is less than. Okay, so let's just let the selling price is less than buying price. Okay, so this means that you are going to buy something for a price and you're going to sell it for a lower price. Okay, so let's say you buy something for, let's say, $10, and you are going to sell it for $8. Okay, in this case, let's say here it's the buying price and this is the selling price. Okay, here you can see that you have made a loss. Okay, so your loss will be in this case it's going to become $2. Okay, so this is the meaning of profit and loss. Okay, so make sure you grasp how to calculate profit and loss. Okay, so this means that profit is going to be calculated by selling price minus buying price. Okay, then loss is going to be calculated by saying buying price minus selling price. Okay, so this is how we calculate these two. Okay, so we're going to do examples where you see how do we calculate this. Okay, so this was that. Let's go to example. Okay, now let's look on our examples. Okay, so the first example says that a vendor buys a shirt for $18 and sells it for $25. Okay, so the buying price here, buying price is $18. Okay, $18, and the selling price here is $25. Okay, and the question is saying that find the profit. Okay, so I said that profit, the formula for profit is saying selling price minus buying price. Okay, so this is it. We just have to subtract here. You can see that we are saying $25 minus $18. Okay, here you can see that the profit of this it was $7. Okay, so this become a $7 profit. Okay, so this is what you do. You just have to find which one is the buying price and which one is the selling price. Then profit, you're just going to subtract this from this. Okay, so this was this. Let's go to the next example. Okay, so the next example is saying that a vendor buys a pair of shoes for $30, then sells it for $25. Okay, in this case, you can see that here the buying price, okay, the buying price is $30, and the selling price here is 25. Okay, okay. If you see that, you can see that here the selling price is less than the buying price. This means that he made a loss. Okay, so now let's look at the here. The question is saying that calculates the loss. Okay, so the loss is calculated by saying the buying price minus the selling price. Okay, so as easy as that. Now our buying price is 30 and minus dollars here. Dollars here. Here you can see that the selling price was 25. Okay, so now in this case you can say that he made a $5 loss. Okay, so this is how we work out the. You just have to find which one is greater and subtract it. Okay, so this was this on profit and loss. Make sure you're subscribed so that when you are going to look at discounts, when you are going to look at market price and selling price, okay, so you're going to be able to grasp those concepts in your next video. Okay, make sure you're subscribed.